I've been out here a little over 5 years. That was a really nice sunset, and I just wanted to capture a little bit of the edge of my camp and the view that I get from my camp. It's always different, it's always beautiful. You can see Tiburon, Angel Island, Sausalito, Golden Gate Bridge, all of San Francisco. This is kind of like the suburbs. It doesn't have the commerce out here that you have over there, and it doesn't have the structure and the buses and the people. This is kind of like a getaway from in there. You can be in solitude out here. You couldn't do that in there too easy without somebody confronting you or accosting you or questioning you what you're doing. That is the Tupac Shakur Thug's Mansion by Boxing Bob. That's his place. Yup. It wasn't always there, but it is now. I like it. It's an artifact. I mean, it's an amazing piece of engineering. The base of it is actually down on the bluff below. What a place. I love it. It's like, neighbor. Yeah, we're all far enough apart where we're not right on top of each other, but we're close enough together that we know whether somebody's home or not. We have a very interactive community. We do, tend to spend a lot of time with each other sometimes. Pretty much like any family. Every family has a weird Uncle Harold. The one that's kind of like spends his time up in the attic. But once when you're exposed to people, you can tolerate them and then accept that that's who they are and how they are, and at that point they become okay. When you're at this level in life, you are accepting just about everything. But when you humble yourself and you're living at this level, you see things a whole different way. This isn't my land. I'm just sitting. I'm not renting. I'm not, leasing. I'm just sitting here with almost nothing. I've owned 2 homes in my day. I have a family, an ex-husband, and I was the at-home mom who was doing my own business out of the home. It was a graphics design business where I worked with realtors. When they put their home on the market, I'd go take a picture of the home. From the MLS sheet, I'd design a flyer and do that. The divorce. There's a lot to be said about the institution of marriage. It's a cornerstone. But when you don't get along, you don't get along. He took everything. He took all the money. He took my car. He foreclosed on the house. Took the kids. Last place I lived indoors was over on Key Route in Albany. I felt like I was part of the Albany community. Basically, everybody here that I know comes from Albany, and we just kind of all just a nucleus. So yeah, I knew a lot of these people before I moved down here in about 2008. I tried spending a night under the BART tracks. That's the most nerve-wracking wake-up in the morning that there is. So I came out here with a friend of mine, and I've always felt safe here, even from the first time I stayed here. Because, like I said, we have a community here, and someone basically always knows what someone else is doing. So if there was ever any problem, there's people here to run to the rescue. And we have a good sense of that out here. That's the cop in the morning doing his rounds. And they come out here 2 or 3 times a day. And it tells us that we're part of Albany's community if they're bothering to come out here to, make sure we're okay. They try and keep it pretty friendly, except it depends on the officer. We don't want to give the bulb a bad name, so we don't want the police coming out here for disputes, or it just makes the bulb look bad. So we kind of govern ourselves. Steve Thrush is one of the church guys who brings pizza on Thursday. The keyhole down front, the fireplace, we get their pizza Thursdays at 4 o'clock without fail. We all get together down there. So that's a good community thing we do. That's my transportation. That's how I do everything. I go to Emeryville. I go as far as Richmond. I go as far as my mom's. I take it on BART. I take it everywhere. The hardest thing about living out here, I don't know, maybe biking water in. That's the most strenuous thing. I personally get water about once or twice a week. You learn how to really conserve water. That's my solar panel. That's where I power my batteries to charge my phone, and when my radio batteries die, I can hook it up to my radio. My family mostly is the reason why I have a phone. My daughter's 24 and my son's 27, and they used to have an older brother, but he died when he was 21. I see them on holidays, and that's about it. My mom supports me no matter what I do. She loves me, and I love her. She hates to see me in this situation, but she knows I'm making the best of it. That's where people can bring donations, and anybody can bring or take anything from there. A lot of clothes, sometimes, sundry items, hygiene stuff. Sets the horseshoe stake. Oh, they have competitive horseshoe playing there. And, yeah, those are sculptures. It's part of the bulb. We respect it, because we know OSHA. He does a lot for us, and we love him. Because his heart's in it. Because people have civil rights and human rights, and he hates seeing those abused. So we don't want to tear down his stuff. We kind of made a visitor center in the back there, and somebody put that welcome together with bricks, and I just like it because it's kind of putting our foot out there saying welcome. That's my contribution to the view for the public. That's America, home of the brave. I believe in American values. I'm used to living in a home, having my own home. Yeah, that would be ideal. But then again, I can see where the public, the taxpayers and the like would have a problem with, well, how come? That's almost like when you do a socialist society, where everybody has a home. Some people work for theirs and other people don't, Squatters. And I'm stuck somewhere in the middle. Well, this is where I go to be by myself. This is my sanctuary. This is my home. This is where I go to get away from everything. And I love it here. This is the best place in the world. It was home for a while.